Hey guys, welcome back, or welcome if you are new. I hope you're having a fantastic day. In this video, I want to share a post-burn review of Kringle Candle Cinnamon Apple Wreath. This is one of 6 new fragrances for the holiday 2025 season. I have already reviewed 4 of the holiday fragrances from this collection, and if you missed any of those reviews, I will link them in the description box right below this video. You can also find all of those reviews on my Kringle Candle playlist. If you are interested in this particular fragrance, I'll put a link to where to find it at the top of the description box here. You can also use my discount code Melanie15 to save yourself 15% off at checkout. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into this really delicious gourmand. You might think, based off of the label here, that you are going to get maybe like a holiday tree note in this one. There's none of that, so don't let this label throw you off. This is a true gourmand, and it is really, really delicious. So let's go ahead and dig into Cinnamon Apple Wreath. As always, let's get started by reading through the scent story first. Then I'll take you through the top, middle, and base notes. After that, we'll get into the overall strength and throw. And then, of course, lastly, wrap it up with the overall burn quality. Okay, the scent story for Cinnamon Apple Wreath reads: Cinnamon Apple Wreath wraps your senses in the heart of the holidays, where the scent of baked apples and cinnamon fills the air like a freshly hung wreath on the door. Mulled cranberries, clove, and sugared berries add a festive sparkle, while warm woods and golden amber bring a cozy glow. It's sweet, spiced, and steeped in seasonal cheer. The top notes: baked red apple, cinnamon stick, and sparkling mandarin. The mid notes: clove bud, mulled cranberry, and sugared berries. The base: warm woods, vanilla bean, and golden amber. Okay, first of all, because I know a lot of people don't care for amber, I don't smell any amber in this fragrance at all. I will agree that Kringle has definitely maybe overused amber, especially in the last couple of years. It seems like every other fragrance description seems to have amber in it. I happen to really like amber, so I don't really have a problem with it, but I know a lot of people don't care for it. I do not smell any amber here. So if you are looking at this description and if seeing that note immediately makes you tune out, I can assure you that the likelihood of you smelling amber in here is probably pretty small. I am a bloodhound for this particular scent note, and I don't get it. I also don't smell anything woody about this fragrance at all either. This, to my nose, is basically 100% a gourmand. So let's start there. Do I smell a baked apple note? Yes, I do. It's really nice. It smells very warm. It smells very cozy. I love me a baked apple. I will do baked apples for dessert in the fall and around the holidays as well. They're really simple to make and they are so delicious. So yes, a really nice, perfectly sweet, definitely baked apple note is present here. Cinnamon stick. Is there a good dose of cinnamon in here? Yes, there is. It's not an overly spicy cinnamon. It is more of like that Ceylon, like bakery cinnamon type note. So you're not gonna get a red hot cinnamon experience from this particular one. The mandarin. Now, the mandarin has been kind of interesting for me because I feel like there have been certain burns where I'm definitely getting whiffs of a citrus. And there have been burns where I don't smell any citrus at all. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah, sometimes I smell a citrus and sometimes I don't. I feel like it's really nice with the citrus note and it certainly makes it a little bit different, but it's not always present for some reason. So I don't know, take that for what it's worth. Clove bud, mulled cranberry, and sugared berries. Let's discuss these. Okay. I do smell a little bit of clove in this, but there's actually not a lot of clove at all. I smell way more cinnamon than I do clove. the cranberry. I do think there is a very distinct, perfectly sweet kind of sugared cranberry note here. I don't really know what the other sugared berries would be, because to my nose, cranberry is the only, I guess, quote unquote berry note that I smell here. So to me, it doesn't smell like mulled cranberry. It smells like sugared cranberry. It's like a very sweet, perfectly tart cranberry note. It's fabulous. I love it. And then also I smell a really nice creamy vanilla in here. Definitely vanilla bean. It's not French vanilla. And it really does just mostly predominantly smell gourmand to my nose. All of those things that are mentioned are very present here, with the exception of the citrus, or that sparkling mandarin, if you will, kind of coming and going in the fragrance randomly. But overall, this is delicious. Is it kind of basic? Yeah, I mean, kind of. Listen, this to me is another one of those maybe more like nostalgic type of Christmas scents where it's not super exotic. There's not a whole lot going on here, but what is going on is done very well. And it just presents in a very warm, cozy, inviting way. This smells lovely. I've already gotten compliments on it, and I really like the label on this one. I love a good front door wreath. I will usually make my own front door wreaths. Being a florist, I know how to make them and how to make them last. So, you know, usually I'll make my own wreath for the front door. I've never actually incorporated real apples or like even dried fruit into my front door wreaths, but I'm kind of tempted looking at the picture. I'm not sure how it would hold up. It's pretty wet here in Oregon around the holidays. So I don't know. I feel like things could maybe go a little moldy kind of quickly, but I do love the way that this particular wreath looks. And I think that would be so stunning on a front door. Problem with my front door is it's kind of bigger, so I'd have to make an enormous wreath. It would require a lot of fruit. So we'll see. If I decide to do it, I will definitely film a tutorial, but I'm also kind of tempted to repurpose some of my older wreaths that I've used throughout the years on the front door and just kind of jazz those up. But yeah, man, I do love the way that fruit looks on a wreath. Maybe I should find some fake apples, but anyway, beautiful fragrance, but definitely don't be thrown off by the label on this one. There is no holiday tree note here at all. It's just a really nice, lovely gourmand where most of the focus is on the apple and the spices. You definitely smell some cranberry in here as well. So it's delicious. I think it's worth checking out. Worst case scenario is you start out with a daylight and you either fall in love with it or you don't. Listen, if you're ever unsure about any of the Kringle candle fragrances, I wish that they would start doing this with the Reserve line, but also a lot of the Reserve fragrances sell out super quickly and then they're not always repoured, super frequently. So, I don't know that daylights in the Reserve lineup would really work the best unless they were willing to increase the numbers of the Reserve candles, but those are kind of supposed to be limited anyway. I don't know. Anyway, for what it's worth, it's a great scent, and if the notes appeal to you, I think it's worth checking out at bare minimum in a daylight or in the wax melts. Strength and throw. It's good. Listen, it's a pretty solid medium performance here. It didn't go above a 7 in terms of strength for me. Some of the holiday scents, I feel like they've been just a smidge stronger, but this is not one of them. It's a very solid 7 in terms of strength. And I would actually say it's a little bit more like a 6 in terms of throw. It doesn't travel as far as some of the other Kringle fragrances. But I do think that it fills the immediate area where you place it really, really nicely. it just doesn't get as far into the other areas of the downstairs of the house for me, at least in this particular layout. So yeah, I'm gonna give this a throw of about a 6, strength of about a 7. So a good, I would say, medium performance here. Nothing, you know, nothing overly dramatic, but definitely solid. If you are looking for a little more oomph from this one, I would say maybe try the 4-wick, or maybe also grab a couple of clamshells of the matching wax melt. Most of us usually are doing a combination of candles and wax melts anyway, so you can kind of amp this one up with the wax melt if you feel like you need to, but I don't know. I feel like the performance of it is fine. Lastly, let's go ahead and wrap up this review by discussing the overall burn quality. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this to the side here so that you can see that nice deep wax pool that forms with this one. I gotta say, I feel like this particular fragrance, it's burning a little bit hotter than some of the other holiday scents from this most recent release here. With as hot as it is burning, I'm actually just a little surprised that the strength and throw aren't a little bit more substantial even than just a solid medium performance. But overall, I am pleased that this does still have a really clean burn despite being quite hot when it is lit. I have limited the burn to this one to just about 4 hours at a time. That seems to be the perfect amount of time. With this one, you can see there's a pretty nice, I would say almost inch wax pool that we're looking at here. This has now been lit for, I think, 3 hours. I think it's been just about 3 hours. So this wax pool might get a smidge deeper, but this is kind of usually where it hovers at. You are going to need to trim the wicks between each burn. They seem to form some pretty decent like mushroom tops. So let's take a look at the overhead shot because you might be starting to see those mushroom tops. They're starting to form at this point. Yeah, it seems like at just about 3-4 hours in is like about the time that you should think about extinguishing this one. So overall, the wax is still that nice creamy white color. I'm just not really gonna push this one as much as I push some other Kringle candle fragrances. But yeah, anyway, for what it's worth, I think the burn quality is good. Just watch out for it. It does seem to burn a little bit hot, and you are going to want to somewhat aggressively trim these wicks. So let's get back around to that beautiful label there. Overall, this one is 2 thumbs up for me. I am going to be repurchasing this one, and for me, this is one that I would rather have in a 4-wick version. Personally, I find that the 4 wicks are stronger. For example, I'm currently burning the Kringle Warm and Toasty in the 4-wick version in my family room. And that candle, that 4-wick candle in the family room almost fills not only the entire downstairs, but it also does a really good job of traveling upstairs as well. I was smelling that candle yesterday afternoon when I was cleaning the upstairs master bath. Like, basically, like it was sitting in the bathroom with me. And it was all the way around the corner, down the stairs, around another corner in a completely different part of the house. So I do think that, at least with my experience with the 4 wicks, they do seem to be stronger. So yes, this is one that I'd like to see maybe a little bit more from. And so for me, I think the 4-wick makes sense. But if you are just looking for a nice, enjoyable, medium strength and throw, stick with this 2-wick here. You should be just fine. All right, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Let me know if you have tried this one and what you think about it in the comments down below. The holiday scents have now been out for a few weeks, and I know that a lot of you kind of dove in right away with the holiday candles. So I am really curious about your guys' thoughts regarding the different scents. So can't wait to hear what you guys think in the comments down below. Have a really great rest of your day. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.